familiar, isn't it? How is it that literally everything else in the world becomes so much more interesting when you're about to start? Whether it's that new hobby, goal, or dream. I know I personally have a lot of difficulty sitting at my computer and just beginning the work. Procrastination is a really big issue for me. But stick with me. In this video, I want to share with you that starting really is just the hardest part, and there's 3 huge treasures that lie just over that initial barrier. Let's go. The first treasure is you're literally gifting your future self. Just picture the person you want to be in 3 to 5 years time, whether you want to be in peak physical condition, or you're trying to start a side hustle, or maybe you're picking up new hobbies just to be your best self. As long as you're resisting that initial procrastination and resistance to starting the work, you're going to be thanking yourself for putting in that hard labor in. For example, I'm trying to be more of a reader. So this year, I've made a challenge to read at least 1 page every night. And one way I thank myself for doing this is by the end of each night, I go on my habit tracker, which is just a big calendar on my wall, and I mark a little X just to say that I've done that for that day, and I thank myself for putting in that work. The second treasure is what's called the flow state. Have you ever been forced to start your work last minute, only to find that the work is actually really interesting? You get sucked into your own zone. You're like Neo from the Matrix, dodging bullets. You're reaching out into a new dimension. 1 minute of work flies by, but actually 1 hour's passed. It feels really good just to be in that zone, that flow state. So promise yourself 2 minutes of consistent, hard, undistracted work, and I promise you'll reach this flow state too. The third treasure of starting is that once you do it once, and then you do it a couple times more, you get the joy of the optimization stage. Alright, but what is the optimization stage? For example, if you're learning a new language like Chinese, it might start with, oh, that class wasn't so bad after all. And then it becomes, how do we say this sentence in Chinese? How do we say that one? And then before you know it, you're ordering your milk tea in Chinese with strangers. This part is really fun. That optimizing stage where you're trying to Google how to break plateaus. How am I tracking progress? How do I build habits to improve my Chinese even faster? But you can't reach this awesome stage of optimizing until you start. Once you push past that initial start, things quickly become a passion. Progress becomes one of your greatest motivators. So forget about any embarrassment or fear of getting it right the first time. If you can just get rid of that negative energy and just start, there is so much potential to gain. These 3 treasures, gifting your future self, reaching that flow state, and reaching the optimizing stage, can be all yours if you simply start.